Good evening. My name is Alvin DaCosta, and I'm the proud husband of the late Rita DaCosta. My wife was a recipient of many grants from the Sandra J. Healing Therapies Foundation. For those of you that were present last year, you may remember my wife. She delivered an unforgettable, inspirational speech about her journey as a cancer patient. Well, today, I have that same opportunity to follow my wife's footsteps in hopes to deliver a speech as inspiring. Tonight, I plan to take you on a journey through the eyes of a caretaker. I got married to Rita on September 14th of 2002. Like many of you, I was hoping to fulfill the American dream, buy a house, build a career, and start a family. On February 14th of 2013, that all changed for me. Rita and I went in for what we thought to be a routine surgery, only to find out that my wife, my best friend, and my true companion was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I'll never forget that day when we went in for surgery and I was greeted by the on-site oncologist. At that moment, I remember staring at the wall, and I remember the oncologist talking to me, and I pictured myself on my wedding day on the altar holding my wife's hand, and I remember specifically the wedding vows when it talked about through sickness and in health. And I remember repeating those phrases in my head as I was listening to this oncologist speak to me. And all I could remember was just thinking and hoping that it would get better and that we were going to be okay. Rita and I did not speak for the next couple of days because we were still trying to process everything. The silence was actually deafening. Then one day I had to stand up and ask her, what do you want to do? We have two options here. Option number one, we could sit here and dwell in our sorrow. Option number two, we could fight and live life to the fullest. That day, everything changed. Rita mustered up the strength to fight with all her heart. She had to physically and mentally fight this disease. And in order to do that, we had to become united as one person. I bought the book, The Cancer Fighting Kitchen, and I prepared all her meals for her, depending on what symptoms she was feeling on that given day. I became a full-time caregiver. It was very challenging because I had started a new job and I was working full-time and coming home to a night shift of caregiving. There were times where I was so exhausted that when I had a break at work, I would drive my car to the back of the parking lot, recline the seat, and sleep. I would literally set my alarm for my next meeting in order to make it on time. The funny part is, when I got home, I was never tired. I just wanted to be there for Rita. I wanted to take care of her. I wanted to let her know that she was not the only one traveling this journey alone. We were fortunate because our community pulled together along with hired help, and we were able to provide Rita everything that she needed. Despite that, there were still difficult days. I was grateful for the Sandra J. Healing Therapies Foundation. Rita took advantage of the massages and the visual therapy, and to be honest, the visual therapies even helped me. We would listen to CDs every night together, and I quickly learned that I could not do everything myself, and I had to reach out to several people for help. I want to thank all of my family, friends, the Sandra J. Foundation, as well as the Valley Medical Oncology Center, along with Dr. Swanee. Without them, I don't know how I would have done it. I would like to thank all of you in this room tonight for all of your donations. I remember sitting where all of you are and feeling very good about myself when I donated to a good cause. But now charity events bring a whole new meaning to me. Not only do I donate money, but I donate time as well. I elected to speak tonight because I'm a firm believer in Sandra and everything that she represents. My wife passed away on August 4th this past year. I know in my heart that I did everything that I could possibly do. I could tell you she fought to the very end and was very comfortable. The day she was dying, she told me that she was going to make clinical trials and beat this. She knew she was dying, but she wanted everybody to be positive. When her close friends came to say goodbye, she told them not to cry. She said, "There's no crying in this home. It's a happy home." The day after she died, 200 people showed up in front of my house with candles lit. Rita touched so many lives of all ages. I know what all of you must be thinking. Alvin, your wife passed away. You lost the battle. Well, to be honest, I'm still fighting the battle. It's just a different battle. And you know what? I'm winning every day. I'm winning every day, and it's a battle to wake up every day, to stay mentally strong, physically strong, and to be a father for my 2 kids. I've learned from Rita, and she's inspired me. As she said last year, life is beautiful. You just have to live it. Today, I'm a stronger person that has learned about compassion, faith, love, hope, and most of all, commitment. I remember one day I asked Rita, how could she have so much faith after everything that has happened? She looked at me with a sincere smile and said, "Faith is all we have." Rita carried herself with such grace and elegance through the process, and she did not die in vain. She died for all of us in this room that are continuing to fight the battle today. Today, we have 10 more volunteers and 10 more donors than we did last year, all because of Rita, supporting the Sandra J Foundation. I often think about Rita, and I reminisce on the good times. And when I feel sad, I always think about the famous childhood quote from Dr. Seuss, which is, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." Thank you.